What is grit? The secret behind the world's top athletes, doctors, artists, entrepreneurs, and lawyers is all the same: grit. Even world-class skills and great performances are driven by this secret. If you're not a naturally talented person, don't worry. No matter who you are or where you come from, you can still have grit. In this book, we will explore what grit really is, how much talent plays a role in success, and why having clear goals is essential. You will also discover how important it is to never give up and keep pushing forward in life. If you dream of becoming the best in your field, waiting for your true calling, and striving to be a world-class person, this book is a must-read for you. So, let's begin this amazing journey together. Chapter 1. Showing Up. Only 10% of applicants get accepted into the United States Military Academy, and most of them are athletes or high school team captains. However, even among them, many quit just after 2 months of training. The new cadets begin their training with the Beast Barracks program. They have to wake up every day at 5 a.m. and undergo a full day of physical exercises, weapons training, and classroom lectures. They only get 3 breaks during the day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. By 10 p.m., they go to sleep. This is their daily routine, with no weekends or holidays, and they don't get any breaks other than meal times. The Beast Barracks training is not just physical. It also trains them mentally and emotionally, making them strong in every aspect. This is the purpose of military training: to make soldiers strong enough to face future challenges. Through this rigorous program, the U.S. Army determines who will give up and who will graduate. Psychologists have designed tests to identify the qualities in cadets and predict who will make it through the training. However, no perfect test has been created. Sometimes, the most intelligent or athletic cadets fail to complete the program. Completing this hard and intense training is not for everyone, even for the best achievers. So, what is it that makes some cadets stick with the 4-year training program? If it's not their intelligence or talent, then what is the secret? One of the trainers at the Academy, Mike Matthews, who graduated from the same program, says that as soon as the cadets are admitted, they are made to do things they've never done before. Mike recalls that after just 2 weeks of training, he too, like his fellow cadets, felt frustrated and tired. Some of them had already dropped out of the training, but Mike didn't give up. He explains that his classmates weren't weak. They were strong, smart, and active. But in the military academy, there's one more thing that matters besides strength and intelligence, and that is the ability to never give up. Author Angela Duckworth interviewed the most successful people in fields like medicine, business, law, art, and sports. She asked them what qualities make them successful and what sets extraordinary people apart from the rest. Angela noticed that many talented people had actually failed before they became the best in their careers. She also observed that most successful people shared 2 common qualities. The first is that they don't give up after failing. They don't quit easily. These individuals constantly work on improving their skills. For example, a writer who initially wrote poorly with melodramatic and boring stories didn't give up on writing. Instead, he kept improving his craft and eventually won a prestigious award. The second common quality of successful people is that they are never satisfied. They continue improving their work until they master it. Simply put, they love their work. No matter how frustrating, boring, or painful the task, they don't leave it incomplete. These people are their own toughest critics, always finding ways to improve, and the result is that they keep getting better and better. They are clear about their goals. So, if we were to name these 2 qualities, they would be perseverance and passion. Perseverance is hard work and the ability to get back up after failure, while passion is having a strong commitment and direction. All these qualities together can be summed up in one word: grit, which is a combination of passion and perseverance. Chapter 2. Distracted by talent. To be successful, talent alone is not enough. There are many talented people who become satisfied after reaching a certain point and stop practicing or training. This lack of effort is often the main reason they underperform. On the other hand, there are people who don't seem special at all. They start with average abilities, but over time, They become masters in their field because of their grit. Whether they have talent or not, their success comes from passion and perseverance. Let's take the story of David Luvung, one of Angela's students. Angela used to teach math at a public school in San Francisco, and she noticed that students who were naturally good at math received average grades in class. However, the students who worked hard and practiced consistently performed much better in tests and quizzes. David was one of those hard-working students. Even though he was average at math, David was a quiet and shy student who stayed focused and kept working hard. He was a backbencher. He had never raised his hand in class to answer questions or solve problems on the board, yet he always scored well. Angela noticed that David was more focused and determined than the other students. After an algebra class, David respectfully asked her, "Ma'am, can I have more exercises to work on?" Angela saw potential in David and encouraged him to join an advanced math program. A year later, when Angela asked about his performance, David admitted that math was still difficult for him, and he barely managed to get a C grade. However, whenever he couldn't solve a problem, he would ask his teacher for help and then attempt the problem again. When David graduated, he had earned the top position in his advanced calculus class. Later, Angela learned that David had studied economics and engineering in college and eventually pursued a PhD in mechanical engineering. Today, David works for an aerospace corporation. Angela feels extremely proud of her student. David was a shy boy with average grades in math, but his perseverance and passion helped him rise to a high position. Who would have thought that David would one day become a rocket scientist? He didn't have natural talent, but he had grit. Chapter 3. Effort Counts Twice. When people hear about an achiever in sports, they often assume they must have some natural talent. They quickly conclude that these people are extraordinary. Athletes are often seen as superhumans, but that's not the case. Sportsmen don't have any magical powers. What they do have is grit. The secret to their success lies in hours of constant practice and the ability to never give up, no matter how many times they fail. People only see the performance of athletes at the Olympics, but they don't see the effort and hard work behind that moment. They don't notice the daily training and how athletes push themselves beyond their limits. Have you ever heard of someone who, despite being dyslexic, became a great writer? Yes, we're talking about John Irving, the best-selling author and award-winning screenwriter. John was terrible at academics and always received C- grades in English. It took him 2 years longer than most to graduate high school. In fact, John struggled with severe dyslexia. It would take him 3 hours to complete his history assignments, and he couldn't write words properly. Some words he would consistently spell wrong, and he read very slowly, often tracing his finger over the words as he read them. But John didn't let dyslexia hold him back. Instead, he used it as an advantage. When he sat down to write a novel, he would read the pages over and over again, refining his words and improving his writing continuously. This repetitive effort, combined with his passion, helped him become one of the most successful writers in his field. John had both patience and perseverance. He says that rewriting is an asset for a writer. After completing the first draft, he would rewrite it, and this became his habit. John has written over 20 novels, 5 of which have been adapted into movies. Famous actor Will Smith also talks about the role of hard work over talent. He says, "I've never considered myself particularly talented. I believe in a strict work ethic." Will further adds, "Other actors may be smarter or better looking, but they can't outdo me because I never give up." Chapter 4. How Gritty Are You? One day, Angela Duckworth gave a lecture at the Wharton School. After the lecture, a young entrepreneur approached her, eager to learn more about grit. He shared that he had started a business and had earned thousands of dollars from it. He worked day and night to achieve his goals, sometimes even without sleeping. Angela was impressed and told him, "Grit is more about stamina than intensity. If you're still working on the same project after 2 years, then reach out to me." The man said, "I probably won't start another startup in the next 2 years." Angela advised him, "If you want to bring grit into your attitude, Continue doing what you're doing. Whether you change your company or not, keep your passion and direction the same. Switching from one thing to another isn't grit. There's no shortcut to becoming good. To become an expert and achieve success, you have to practice the same thing for a long time. People with grit love their work so much that no matter what, they never give up. Grit doesn't mean falling in love with just one career path. It means loving the work you do, no matter the field, and staying passionate about it. So, how do you find your life's true passion? Warren Buffett and business manager Janet share a simple 3-step method. 1. Write down about 25 career goals on a piece of paper. 2. From those 25, focus on the 5 most important goals and circle them. 3. Ignore the remaining 20 goals, as they will waste your time and energy and distract you from your main goals. Angela Duckworth also tried this method and realized that the 4 remaining goals didn't matter, so she ignored them. Her ultimate passion was to help children grow and develop. In your career path, you should have only one main passion, not 25 or even 5, because we must not waste our limited energy and time on things that don't matter. Focus 100% on the things that matter to you, improve your skills, and face every challenge that comes your way. Chapter 5. Interest follows your passion. This advice has been given by many successful people and is also commonly heard in graduation speeches. Do what you love, or make your passion your profession. Scientists, too, believe in following their passion. The key to success is not just talent, but finding something that drives you, something that excites you so much that you can't imagine doing anything else. Passion fuels persistence and allows you to overcome all obstacles, no matter how difficult the journey might be. Studies show that when people work on something they love, they enjoy it more. Research from about 100 different studies confirms this. For instance, if someone is very social, they won't enjoy a job where they have to sit alone in front of a computer all day. Such people would prefer roles like sales agents or teachers. A common takeaway from these studies is that people who love their jobs tend to have better personal lives as well. Additionally, they become experts in their work because they enjoy it, which allows them to perform better. These people are also more cooperative with colleagues and tend to stick with their jobs for a long time. Even when faced with challenges, they don't quit or switch careers. They handle problems effectively and continue improving. However, studies also show that only 13% of people worldwide follow their passion. This means the majority are not doing what they love. This could be a societal problem where children are discouraged from pursuing careers in arts such as singing, dancing, painting, writing, or acting. These fields are often not considered good professions by parents who worry their children will end up struggling. But that's not the case. Many have pursued their passions and become successful singers, dancers, painters, writers, and artists. They follow what they loved, honed their skills, and built stable sources of income. We should not stop our children from pursuing their dreams. Let them be whatever they want to be. Following your passion can make you an expert and even turn a hobby into a profession or a source of income. If you haven't yet found your passion, don't worry. It takes time for everyone to discover their true calling. Chapter 6. Practice. To become a master in any field, you need to put in at least 10,000 hours of practice. This has been proven true for many people, whether they are ballerinas, violinists, basketball players, or anyone in another field. However, practicing the same thing for a long time alone won't lead to success. Improvement is key. Once you reach a goal, set another one and keep improving. Successful people are aware of their weaknesses and work to overcome them, but they never give up and are never satisfied. They consistently find ways to improve their performance. If you track this on a graph, you'll notice that those who give up early in their careers fall behind in skill development. They miss the opportunity to improve and master their craft. People who repeat the same thing every day without improvement don't achieve progress. However, world-class experts continuously enhance their skills. This is the true path to success. Professor Anders Ericsson, A psychologist who studied world-class achievers up close once had a lady ask for advice. She told him that she jogs every morning for an hour, but her performance isn't improving, and her dream is to make it to the Olympics. Professor Erickson asked her if she had any specific target in mind during her jogs. She replied that her goal was just to stay fit and healthy. He told her that she needed to set specific targets, such as a finish time or a distance goal, and work to improve a particular aspect of her performance. He also asked what she thought about while jogging, and she said she often thought about her daily tasks or what to prepare for dinner. He suggested that she track her progress, record the daily distance, pace, heart rate, and intervals. Without tracking progress and improving specific aspects of performance, there would be no growth. Olympic swimmer Rowdy Gaines used to practice breaking his own records every day. For example, if he completed 100 meters in 1 minute and 15 seconds one day, the next day he aimed to complete it in 1 minute and 14 seconds. NBA superstar Kevin Durant preferred solo practice so that he could focus on his weak points, striving to perfect every part of his performance in each session. Atul Gawande, an expert surgeon, says that many people think you need skilled hands to be successful, but the truth is, to be a good surgeon, you have to go through difficult procedures every day. Famous magician David Blaine broke the world record by holding his breath underwater for 17 minutes. In his TED Talk, he explained that what seems impossible requires hours of practice and training, pushing your limits every time. Chapter 7. Purpose. All successful people have a purpose in life that's greater than their own. Purpose is a desire to improve the well-being of others. Every success journey starts with an interest, finding something you enjoy. The next stage involves practice and self-discipline, and the final stage is purpose. Whatever you do, it should have a greater purpose. You must also assess how your purpose benefits others. You can understand this concept through the story of bricklayers. One day, 3 bricklayers were working under the sun when a stranger approached them and asked what they were doing. The first bricklayer replied, "I'm laying bricks." The second one said, "I'm building a church." The third one responded, "I'm building a house for God." The difference here is that for the first bricklayer, this is just a job. Laying bricks is his work, and he sees it as such. For the second, it's a career. He's building something meaningful. But for the third bricklayer, it's a passion. He views his work as a higher purpose. The people who find a purpose in their work are often more successful than others. They are not just happy with their work, but are happy in every aspect of their life. These people strive to make the world a better place, both for themselves and for others. So, what about you? Is your work just a job, a career, or is it your passion? Do you work just to make money? Do you work for promotions, or do you work to improve others' lives? You can understand this better through the story of Jen Golden, a mural artist from Philadelphia. At the age of 29, Jen was diagnosed with lupus cancer, and the doctors told her she didn't have much time left. Jen was devastated by the news, but she decided not to let cancer stop her from living. She returned to her hometown and joined a local anti-graffiti program. Over the next 30 years, she turned that program into one of the largest public art initiatives in the area. Now 60 years old, Jen is still vibrant and works tirelessly all week. She loves what she does, and she teaches mural painting to the people in her community. Although lupus still causes her pain, Jen doesn't believe in living a life full of sadness. She pours her energy into her work and motivates others to do the same. Jen believes that art saves lives. Conclusion: grit is a combination of passion and perseverance. It's about doing what you love most in the world and striving to become an expert at it. Grit means pushing your limits. Often, we bind ourselves within boundaries and never reach our dreams. But don't let your weaknesses become obstacles in your path. Challenge yourself and keep pushing forward. Remember, only the person who knows their weaknesses can work on overcoming them. Now that you understand that becoming world-class requires not just talent, but also practice, remember that it takes about 10,000 hours of consistent effort to truly improve. But most importantly, you must have a higher purpose behind your work. As the saying goes, it's never too late to start. So find your goals and your perseverance, and no matter what, never give up on your grit. I hope you found the summary insightful and that you've captured the key points along the way. If you didn't jot them down earlier, don't worry. Simply grab a pen and paper, relax, and go ahead and re-watch the video. Focus on each point, because every single one has the potential to bring a positive change to your life. If you enjoyed this video and found it valuable, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel for more inspiring book summaries. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.